like 10 degrees.
For the 193rd consecutive game, it's an ACC rematch between the Seminoles of Florida State and the Duke Blue Devils. Duke is tied for Maryland for second in the ACC, just behind the league-leading Deacons of Wake Forest. The Seminoles are dead last and can only hope to escape the cellar by beating the Blue Devils for the second time this year. Here's our star watch. Tim Pickett leads FSU in scoring at 17.1 a game. He's the reigning ACC Player of the Week. For Duke, Dante Jones has elevated his game, especially with his outside shooting in his last 5, averaging nearly 20 points per ball game. Florida State, for the second year in a row, beat Duke in Tallahassee. And now with a chance to sweep the season series by doing something they have never done, winning at Cameron Indoor. FSU controls the tip. Seminoles haven't gotten much publicity this year, but when you get a load of Tim Pickett.
Boy, he's an outstanding player. He's a very talented player, shoots the ball at different angles, really can score the basketball. He's been a treat to watch this year. This Duke basketball team, though, I think will come out with a lot of intensity, Mike.
Reddick got a hand on that to create the turnover. Then back to Reddick quickly. Now to Duhon for the Blue Devils.
For the game, we had 3 seniors, Casey Sanders, Andre Butler, Dante Jones.
And there's the hot guy, Sheldon Williams, who has come on in the last month to give Duke what it did not have all year, a real presence inside.
Boy, his confidence just continues to grow. You see him catch that basketball, no hesitation, turns and shoots immediately.
Nate Johnson, the junior point guard, gives it up to Joyner. He's guarded by Sanders. Joyner's a real streaky shooter. Can't hit that, and Williams with a rebound.
Be very careful if you're Florida State. You want to disallow transition baskets by Duke. They love to push and drive and take opportunities. Boy, that's a great look by Duhon. Sanders wasn't ready to catch it.
Sure wasn't. The ball went right past him. Here are the starting lineups. Johnson and Pickett in the backcourt for the Seminoles. Richardson and Joyner up front. Harvey is the center. He opposes Sanders. Duhon, Reddick, Williams, and Jones, the remainder of Mike Krzyzewski's starting 5. And Reddick doing a nice defensive job so far on Pickett. That time he got a piece of it and created another turnover. Leonard Hamilton, who has really been a turnaround specialist at Oklahoma State and Miami. Can he do it at Florida State? It's been the deathbed of a lot of coaches before him.
I think he can, Mike. He's got this team playing at a very high level, very competitive, a good recruiting class, and a lot of things have changed for this basketball program.
Duhon tried the baseline and stepped out of bounds. Mike Krzyzewski now with another 20-win season, playing for seeding in the ACC tournament. Still hoping Wake Forest might make that one misstep that would give them a share of the regular season crown. Blocked inside by Williams. That's become a specialty as Harvey went up against it.
Harvey went up nice and strong. Williams knocked it out of his hands. Good job.
Dante Jones will draw the foul from Richardson.
Richardson makes a nice entry pass to Harvey. Catch it, little jump hook over the top. Williams goes up and tests the shot. Good defense by the young freshman in there, Sheldon Williams.
That's 6'8", blocking 6'11". Reddick, so good on that move, but can't hit the shot. And out of bounds again to Duke. They said Johnson was standing on the baseline, and Leonard Hamilton none too pleased the way this has gone at the beginning.
Boxing out Chris Duhon. He's doing the right thing, just standing on the baseline.
Sanders. Offensive rebound, Williams. Got it.
What a strong move inside. Turned those big shoulders and created some space.
Sheldon Williams has all 4 of Duke's points. Pickett really forced that shot again. Excellent defense by Reddick.
Great decision by Duhon not to pass that ball out to Reddick in the transition. He wasn't available to catch it.
Dante Jones too strong, and then Casey Sanders commits the personal foul.
So Williams, good strong rebound, and you may think this is a foul, but that's not. He has to be allowed to plant his feet and make a pivot to the basket. No one went down.
Florida State trying to beat Duke's press. Duhon strips Richardson. Somehow he got it back. Richardson kicks it out to Pickett. Good head fake to get past Reddick. Then he missed the shot.
Pickett made a nice up and under move, just couldn't quite knock down the shot.
Reddick for three.
Wow. Oh, that's a deep three. That's about 30 feet.
Reddick, number 5 in the ACC in long-range shooting. It is 7-0. Pickett beats the press. Numbers for Florida State. Dumps it off to Harvey. Good job by Pickett.
Yes, sir. It took the defense, made the defense go all the way to the basket with him. Big guys love to see a guard that'll get in the middle of the floor like that. It means layup or dunk city.
Foul away from the ball. I think it's going to be a hold on Joyner. That's his first.
Watch him get in the middle of the floor. You see him make that little quick adjustment? That's great basketball. Anytime you have a fast break opportunity, get in the middle of that floor to create avenues.
You know, you'll see Pickett force some shots sometimes because he is really the only real super scoring threat Florida State has, and sometimes you get the feeling that he knows if he doesn't make the basket, nobody else is going to.
That's right. And another great example of that is Ed Scott at Clemson. Sometimes these guys feel like they've got to carry some of that score burn, and they do.
Yeah, I think they're right.
That's right.
If Florida State had a better record and there was more publicity surrounding the Seminoles, Pickett would be a household word. Harvey clears for the Seminoles, down 7-2.
Oh, Harvey had a clear lane to the basket if he could just capture that basketball.
Bounced it right off the side of his foot.
Got to take advantage of those opportunities against Duke, especially here at Cameron. They're not going to make many mistakes here. The fan support is so tremendous that it overrides a lot of the mistakes just by creating confidence.
Dante Jones kicks it to Ewing. Ewing the Docker into the ballgame. Williams, another offensive rebound. Good fake to get everybody in the air, and he'll draw the foul, I believe, on Trevor Harvey. That will be his first. So everybody up front for the Seminoles has one.
That's a good job by Williams pitching in. What I mean by pitching, when the offensive player boxes you out, you lean into his backside and put both your arms up so the referee can see your hands and just lean your body into him and hold that position. And if the ball goes long over the top, you usually get the rebound.
Williams at the line. His last 5 games, he has averaged almost 12 points a game, 8 rebounds, and 3 blocked shots. When we talked to Mike Krzyzewski 2-3 weeks ago, I asked him about that learning moment where the light bulb comes on. And it happens to athletes. You struggle, you're thinking about things, and all at once, you get it.
Yeah, you're right. What happens is you're working on your craft. You're trying to get better. You're thinking about things so much, you're not reacting. All of a sudden, you start reacting, and it looks real good.
6 points, 3 rebounds already for Sheldon Williams. It's a 9-2 game.
ESPN HD. Premieres March 30th.
Very funny. What?
For that long road to maturity, we'll be there. Exotic, but somehow familiar. Its beauty will enchant you. Intriguing. Elegant. This is Australia's own Black Swan, and this is Black Swan Shiraz. It's bold, yet remarkably smooth. Awaken your sense of adventure. Discover Black Swan Shiraz.
Who makes salads fresh all day, every day with luscious mandarin oranges, juicy chicken, ripe grape tomatoes, grated cheese, sliced almonds, and roasted pecans on beds of fresh greens? Wendy's, of course. It's better here.
Now there's a better way to soothe your skin after shaving. Nivea for Men Aftershave Balm has advanced moisturizers and vitamins to soothe and improve your skin. Nivea for Men. More evolved skincare.
ESPN2's exclusive presentation of NCAA basketball. Brought to you by Chevy. The cars you can depend on. The cars that last. We'll be there. And Black Swan Wines from Australia. Awaken your sense of adventure.
15:52 to go, first half of play. Duke over Florida State 9-2. Welcome to Cameron Indoor Stadium, everybody. And Duke with 5 straight years of #1 seeds. That is an NCAA tournament record. Mike Patrick, Brad Doherty back with you at Cameron Indoor. And Brad, and I don't know which way to turn with this shot. I'll go this way. 5 years in a row, it doesn't look like we're going to get 6 for Duke.
Well, I mean, 5 years obviously is a lot of excellence. And I think what people have to understand is what goes into making that #1 seed. That means for 5 consecutive years, they played outstanding basketball during the regular season, which sometimes gets overlooked. And I think is the toughest part of the basketball season, playing all those games to get to the tournament. A lot of people forget about what happens during the regular season, especially the ACC Conference Friday night out.
Have to earn your way there.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably the most important part. Obviously, you want to win the national championship, but winning the regular season championship is a huge deal.
Galloway is in for the first time for Florida State. Very talented freshman guard. He's number 4, nearly turned it over and did. Larry Rose right there at midcourt made the call, and that is the 4th Seminole turnover, something they cannot afford to do against the Blue Devils at home.
The young man in the game, Sean Dockerow, who is just getting better and better right along. Besides Sheldon Williams, I mean, he has really become a great ball handler, good defender. Out of Chicago, we saw him playing some high school hoops last year on various television channels, and boy, I tell you, he's really been a great find for this big ball player.
Nick Horvath in as well, along with Shavlik Randolph. He's number 42 for the Blue Devils.
I'll tell you what, Shavlik Randolph, after this offseason, a good offseason of weights, he's already starting to grow into that big, long, lanky body. He's going to be unbelievable.
Horvath for 3. That ball may have been tipped. Yes, it was. It's out to Duke. But there's only 3 on the shot clock, and the Duke bench up quickly to tell the players that's the situation they're in.
You'll find out how good a basketball team this is right here on this play. How good of instruction they can take without having a timeout to run this play. Let's see if they execute it. Look at that. Look at that.
That's not bad, is it?
Hey, I'll tell you what. Whoever's coaching these kids has them together. No timeout, no time to discuss it. They go to run that play out of bounds. That shows great basketball minds thinking alike.
I believe he made the Hall of Fame a couple of years ago.
Okay, I can see why.
Another turnover, Duhon. Nice outlet to Ewing. Ahead to Dockery. 2-on-1. Dockery dumps it to Randolph. No basket, but the foul.
Great sharing of the basketball. Very unselfish basketball. I'll tell you, you hear of the demise of the Duke program this year because of the youth. I don't see it. They have lost some very tough basketball games, but this is a heck of a young team. Very good defensively.
Walaskowski will pick up the foul. This Saturday, the NCAA basketball regular season comes to a close on ESPN. At 7 Eastern, the Charlotte 49ers take on Reese Gaines and Louisville Cardinals. Charlotte's Demon Brown leads the country in 3-pointers with 5 a game. And then at 9 Eastern, St. John's, fresh off that stunning come-from-behind win over Duke, goes against Miami. That's on Saturday. Everybody, of course, talking about the tournament. We had a chance through the courtesy of Jim Livengood, the chairman of the selection committee. We were on a conference call with him today. He was very kind to give us so much time. And it is such an intricate process. And I think all of the announcers that were on a conference call learned an awful lot, and in the coming days, all of our studio guys will be telling you what they gleaned out of these conversations. The biggest thing I got, there's nothing written in stone. It's all very fluid and all very subjective.
I took 2 things out of that call, Mike. One is that the RPI is obviously one of the tools used to figure out who's going where, but it's not the most important like we all. I mean, I've always talked on the RPI because I thought it's a huge issue. It's a issue, but it's not the main one.
Right.
Also, as Mr. Livengood said today, 7 and 9 teams in the major conferences, you're not out of it. And that really caught my eye because that means that teams who are not 500 still have a chance if they can finish up these next few days playing well.
Absolutely. I was very impressed with Jim's performance today under some very skeptical questioning from announcers and anchors, as is our nature.
And of course, Dickie V asked the most questions.
You noticed that too?
I'll tell you what. He asked some great questions. Boy, he asked a lot of questions. I'd hate to be in a class with him. My goodness, he'd never get out there. We love you, Dick.
Shot clock at 4. The crowd trying to help. Ewing got caught up. Just tossed the ball up in the air right to Richardson.
So going back to that, Mike, I think it gives the ACC a legitimate chance to get 4 teams into the tournament. I really think so after the conversation today. Maybe a little bit more excited.
I think it certainly gives them hope. Richardson, who's got some range, hits a 3. That's only his 10th three-pointer of the year, but he's obviously not afraid to take it. It's 13-5.
He looks like a basketball player. Long, lanky, get out in that passing lane, 6'7", 190, 200 pounds, long arms.
Williams trying to Shavlik Randolph. He tried to go around the screen one way, was cut off, went back door, and great recognition by Williams.
The great thing about that play is that Williams is able to make an easy enough pass, being close enough to his teammate. Look at this little touch he puts on the ball. I mean, that's just a little touch. Throwing it down to his 6'11" teammate in about 6 feet of space. Usually us big guys are slamming off each other's heads in that type of space. That shows a lot of talent.
Pickett, who has been a non-factor offensively so far in the first Duke game that Florida State won in Tallahassee. He had 15 points, 9 rebounds, and 4 assists. He's a tremendous rebounder for a guard.
I think you have to go to Pickett. You have to set very good screens, give him an opportunity to curl off those screens, let him touch the basketball in the middle of the court, like right there. And then he can make things happen.
Kicks it outside to Nate Johnson. He can't hit. Duke's game plan is obviously to make him give up the ball. Ewing, great move, can't finish. Williams has it and walked.
What a great rebound, though. Great effort by Williams.
I wanted to ask you about his footwork. Sometimes he looks very uncomfortable and very unnatural in there. If he gets that down, he's going to be something else.
Yeah. We talk about big kids. The one obstacle that they all have is getting those feet prepared to play with your back to the basket. Sheldon Williams has grown by leaps and bounds, and as he gets more comfortable with that big, strong body and getting used to playing this long schedule, those feet get better and better and better. Summertime's the most important time for big kids to work on their feet and their athleticism.
There was a good screen for Pickett. Couldn't hit it, but Richardson is there with the follow.
Anthony Richardson.
Got those big shoulders, Sheldon Williams, with good balance, good center of gravity with those shoulders.
He's a horse.
He is, big fella.
15-7 Duke. Williams wanted the ball. Dante Jones couldn't get it to him. And a foul on Duke.
Sheldon Williams to get the brag on Anthony Richardson here. Long shot, nice rebound, little finger roll. Looks like George Gervin spinning it off the glass. Talking about Anthony Richardson there, always around the basket. Great hustle.
George Gervin was about as smooth as they came, wasn't he?
Man, that little finger roll. At the top, didn't touch it at all.
Joyner nearly lost it. Right now, Leonard Hamilton going with 3 guards trying to spread the court out a little bit, and Pickett can't hit it. Richardson fought for the rebound, and he's pushed by Dante Jones. That's going to be 2 on the senior from Trenton, New Jersey.
Good job by Richardson getting in between.
11:49 to go first half. Duke leads FSU by 8.
Bye, bye, Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the left.
The 8-point lead, Brad, in part thanks to the physical play of Sheldon Williams.
Sheldon Williams is becoming that player for Duke. Just like you mentioned, they haven't had that big, strong, physical player in quite some time. Carlos Boozer was a big, strong guy, but had a lot of skill. This guy could be the next coming of a Jay Billis, a big, strong guy down there to rebound that basketball, play physical with him. Good touch by Sheldon Williams.
He's going to love you for that.
I'll give Jay a little pub, man.
Absolutely.
There you go. That's my colleague.
Duke is just destroying Florida State on the boards, and Richardson traveled.
Carlos Boozer playing with my old team up in Cleveland, doing quite well, even though they're not winning a lot, but he's getting better as a pro basketball player. Glad to see.
Dante Jones-Williams had good position inside. They didn't get it to him.
Really a bad shot by Dante Jones. I mean, you could feel he's really starting to push just a little bit. He wants to get involved, be a part of this offense. That was really a tough shot.
Florida State on a break, and Pickett will be called for the offensive foul.
I don't believe Pickett's hurt. think he's okay. Dante makes a mistake on the offensive end, takes a tough shot, and come right back and play the great defense. That's what makes Dante such a special player, that he never quits. He plays every play. And what you have to do as a player, a good player, when you're not shooting the ball well, you just continue to play. It'll come to you. And let your teammates continue to get in a good rhythm. With Sheldon Williams is in a good rhythm, somebody else will come in to pick up that slack, and he'll have his opportunity.
Defense has always been the key to Mike Krzyzewski's success. He's had 5 National Defensive Players of the Year. There's Dockery reaching in trying to make a steal. Instead, he picks up his first personal.
Dockery's all over that basketball. I don't know if he got him or not. Boy, he was hawking that ball. What you like to see.
And Mike Krzyzewski not happy that the foul was called right in front of his bench either. Galloway got inside, nowhere to go. Williams stuffed it.
When you're giving away so much size as Galloway at 5'11", when you go in, you got to shoot immediately. You're dead because you get a big guy a chance to reset.
Yeah. 15-7. Florida State has not protected the ball very well. Pickett, he walked. That is 8 turnovers in the first 9 minutes and 19 seconds for Florida State. Not good.
Duke tries to get you in that game, Mike. Chaotic pace. That's where they're good. They're very good on the perimeter. They'll get shots in transition. You've got to slow that basketball down and attack Duke at various angles, trying to take advantage of the mismatches if you have any. Which may not be the case for Florida State because they've got such a small basketball team.
Dockery and Reddick working outside. That's where he hit the last one. Misses this one. Williams, another offensive rebound. Sheldon Williams, 8 points.
Anthony Richardson can't do anything with Sheldon Williams. Huge mismatch right there, size-wise.
Seminoles have just gone stone cold. 8.7 rebounds so far for Williams.
They better get Trevor Hardy back in that basketball game just to take away some of the size factor and strength factor. Big Sheldon Williams down on that block. Oh, man, what a pass. Did you see that pass?
Yeah, it was pretty.
He was right behind the defender.
And Reddick just got Pickett up in the air and waited for him, was going to try to get off the three-point shot while drawing the foul at the same time.
Watch his pass. I don't think everybody knows. Watch him throw the ball behind the defender. The defender steps up. Look at that pass. That's wonderful. That's great fun. That's good fundamentals. That's good vision of the court. Man, not too bad for a Duke kid, Mike. Good job, John. That's basketball.
Reddick drives to the hoop, puts it up way too strong, and Joyner rebounds out to Richardson.
You don't want to get sloppy. That was ill-advised shot, obviously, by J.J. Reddick. They got the advantage offensively. Take your time, run your offense.
Richardson, too much dribbling, turned it over again. Duhon had Ewing wide open under the bar. Didn't see him, but it doesn't matter. The first 3 for Duhon, and it's 20-7. Leonard Hamilton has seen enough of this run.
Chris Duhon just does not get enough of the credit for the career he's had as a basketball player thus far here at Duke. I mean, as they struggled a couple of times in various games, you always hear Duhon needs to do more of this, do more of that. That kid's an outstanding basketball player. He needs to keep doing what he's doing.
Tonight, the NCAA basketball doubleheader will continue here on ESPN2 at 9:30. John Calipari's Memphis Tigers against the Houston Cougars. Louis Trescott averaging a double-double, as is Chris Massey for Memphis. That's more coming your way on ESPN2. And here's the tournament resumes. We're almost to that point for Memphis, 20-5. And you heard Brad mention the RPI earlier. It is just one of several factors that they take into account, along with schedule strength, injuries, the last 10 games, when you beat somebody, where you beat somebody, what physical shape were they in when you beat them, wherever you beat them. I mean, it's like a puzzle. I'm glad I don't have that job.
No way. And like you say, he was talking about the physical shape of the team you actually play. So you could play Duke one night, and oh, they're good guys. Dante Jones and those guys are hurt. It doesn't count as much if you beat them as opposed to if they weren't.
And I think that's legitimate.
I think it's legitimate too, but who the heck wants to keep up with it?
Well, hopefully all the guys on the committee. Richardson a little too strong. One and done for the Seminoles as Randolph rebound.
Making a point about Duhan earlier. He's just a super basketball player. Great guy to have on your team. Showing some good leadership skills this year. And I think he's having an outstanding season.
Duhan dishes to Sanders. He lost it on the way up, and it may be a foul on Richardson. If it is, it would be his second. Back to your point on Duhan. The Duke people felt he concentrated so hard on leading this team and being the point guard and setting up the offense that it almost just destroyed his shooting. He had no confidence in it, and that's what they wanted him to do. That was his primary goal, and his shooting touch has slowly started to come back, and now he has become a danger again. And you put him in that club with Amaker and Jay Williams. I said Jay. I promised I would never say that. Jason Williams, because that's what he was here.
Yeah.
That's what he's always going to be to me.
That's a great point. And the reason for that is, by default, Chris Duhan picks up that leadership role this year. He's the guy who's been in the big minutes and on the national championship team and all that type thing. So automatically, he assumes that role. Well, he puts too much pressure on himself. This young man is such a solid individual and wants to do the right thing so bad. I think he pressured himself into trying to assume that leadership role and take it by the collar and run with it. He's doing a great job, though. He's relaxing, playing some good basketball now.
And his defense, which had been so good last year, really struggled at the beginning of this season. People were going by him like he was standing still. The defense has returned. I mean, he has become a complete player again.
What happens and why that happens to basketball players is that shows you that he's thinking about it too much. It's not because his skills have digressed or anything like that. He's just thinking about his role too much. Basketball is a game of reaction. You practice on the thinking part, then you react when you play the game. But that just shows the caring that this young man, Chris Duhan, has about his team and the game.
Anybody that thinks out there is going to be one step slow.
At this level, absolutely. In high school, you can get away with it because you're the best athlete on the floor.
Florida State just can't get anything going inside. Trevor Harvey tied up, jump ball situation. Possession arrow gives it to Duke. Leonard Hamilton desperate for something good to happen for his ball club. Florida State at Duke. It's 22-7 as we approach the 8-minute mark in the first half. The Seminoles won the earlier game in Tallahassee, but they're being murdered on the boards tonight. Dante Jones with a miss, and he is fouled. And it will be on Benson Collier, who has checked in. He picks up his first.
That was a nice move by Dante Jones, who's not shooting the ball very well, obviously struggling getting his touch in, but he moved into the middle of the lane. A little 8-9 foot shot. He's very capable of making that. Gives up a great opportunity for a good shot.
What I've noticed in the last 2 or 3 weeks from Dante Jones is his confident stroke from three-point range. Normally, I mean, he hadn't shot that many this year, hasn't made that many. Right now, he's 33 out of 85. That's 38%. He would rank among the league leaders if he had enough attempts, but he's certainly shooting with a lot of confidence now, and that's half the battle. 24-7 Duke, 7:55 to go in the half. To 7 Duke over Florida State, and Sheldon Williams has 8 points. Florida State has 7. Sheldon Williams has 8 rebounds. Florida State has 4, and Sheldon Williams is tied with Florida State the number of field goals, 3 apiece. Ouch.
Awesome. I'll tell you what, old Sheldon Williams now, Mike, I've watched him the second half of the season. He's turned into an old mule down there, down low. You know, everybody likes those thoroughbreds because they're nice and pretty, but you got to have an old mule if you want some work done. So that's actually a compliment. Sheldon, he's turned into a house under that board.
Palming violation. Galloway turns it over. 11 turnovers for Florida State in the first half.
Back into Florida State.
Sheldon Williams turned into a workhorse down there, man. I like what I see. I'm predicting 2 years from now, he'll lead the ACC in rebounding.
I'm not going to argue with you.
I really believe that.
And workhorse has a better connotation than mule.
I'm telling you, I'd rather have a mule any day than a thoroughbred, because a mule will outwork a thoroughbred any day of the week. just not as pretty, not as glamorous.
No. And a tough but win place is showing a mule, isn't it? Shavlik Randolph, that's a 2-point shot, can't hit. Casey Sanders over the back going for the offensive rebound. That's 2 on Casey Sanders.
Well, I mean, Florida State just has to, they need to come down, obviously, and get to some type of set and really run it all the way, through. Try to get quality of shots instead of quantity. Because right now, most of the shots are 20 feet from the basket with no one on the backboard, obviously, with only 4 rebounds. Let's pound that thing inside, get it different touches, let everybody touch the ball before we shoot it.
Richardson had a mismatch against Reddick. The shot rims out on him. Joyner gets it back. He missed, and Randolph kicks it out to Durham. I'd like to see Pickett get the ball a little more, although he is 0 for 4 so far. Duhan goes by him with a little floater at the baseline. Sanders kept it alive. Duhan backs up to the 3-point line and missed.
I see Pickett with the ability to come off some real solid screens and get the basketball.
Richardson kicks it out to Pickett. Duhan, great job to get out there on it. Pickett tries to no-look to Joyner, though. There's a lid on that thing for Florida State.
Well, at least they get the opportunity to go shoot the 3 shots. Boy, there it is. They're not getting anything. The ball's rolling around that rim. It's off the pipe.
3 on Casey Sanders at the 6:37 mark. Florida State so far only 3 out of 17 on the floor.
And you get deep. You're near that 6-minute mark. Boy, you really lose a lot of confidence if you only scored 7 points. It's going to seem like the basket is, the size of the dog hole as the time goes on. You got to start getting point-blank opportunities. It's going to be
well, they just had him on the last possession. Yeah. That didn't work either, and then a free throw goes awry. Harvey, the senior center out of the Bahamas, and Dante Jones goes by everybody. Hello.
That's an explosive move by Jones. He just kept that dribble alive. No one contested it.
You've heard about wheels coming off. You've just seen the transmission fall out as well.
Watch Jones. Keeps that dribble alive. Keeps it alive all the way to the basket. No one contested.
Well, he can elevate, can't he?
Oh, man, he gets up off the floor. Whew. That dunk he had in Virginia a couple weeks ago. My goodness. Unbelievable.
Jones goes to the baseline. Nice dish down to Williams.
I'll tell you what, that's too easy. I mean, if I'm Florida State, you need to step up just like they did at home. Where's the intensity? You got to pick it up when you come to Cameron.
28-7 Ewing, or Dockery nearly got the steal, and another bad pass and another turnover. This is just unbelievable. 13 miscues by Florida State. They're only averaging 14.5 a game.
Right to the basket, got very deep, taking care of the freshman.
28-7.
And the scare here is their team getting lackadaisical, being duped, because everything they're doing basically is working. So Coach K's up, lauding his troops on to continue to play hard.
Pickett. Crowd, and
there you go. That's what you need. There you go, big fella. Let's get some more of that going down here for Florida State. That can change the whole complexion of the game.
28-9.
Well, you need a lot more of that then.
Yeah, I'd say so. Oh, nice catch by Randolph. They're going to say Harvey committed the foul. I'm with you. I thought that was a good block.
I thought that was great recovery by Harvey. Randolph did a nice job catching that basketball. Behind him, look at that good body turn. Get those shoulders square. Ooh, that's a good block right there. Big Trevor Harvey.
This Saturday, the regular season of the NCAA comes to an end at 7 Eastern. Damon Brown leads the Charlotte 49ers against Rick Pitino's Louisville Cardinals. Louisville's won 2 in a row in the series, but the 49ers had won 4 in a row before that. Randolph hits the free throw. Let me put it in perspective for you. If Florida State comes down and gets 10 straight dunks, they're still going to be behind or tied if Duke gets his free throw. Yeah. And I don't think they're going to get 10 straight.
No, that's a little too much perspective for me right now. One play at a time, Mike. One play at a time.
Well, that's what Leonard Hamilton is thinking, and that's what he's going to tell his kids. You know, you go out and you run your offense.
One play at a time. Let's go back down. Try to get something going to the basket. A little dish to Trevor Harvey. Oh, give it to big Trevor under the basket.
Nice kick out to Pickett. And Tim Pickett gets his first bucket.
Wow.
Now those make a difference.
Oh, yeah. Catch up in a hurry in college basketball. That short three-pointer. I thought Trevor Harvey, look at him wide open under that basket. But it works out for the best. Pickett makes the tough shot.
Here's a tough one for the Seminoles. Trevor Harvey just picked up his third, so Walaskowski is going to have to go back into the ballgame. Walaskowski's given them some good minutes, sophomore out of Kettering, Ohio, whose brother Keith plays at Dayton. Real good front court player for Dayton.
Yeah, came in here, gave 20 points.
Yeah.
He's still 20. Adam did a good job in the win down in Tallahassee over Duke. Made a couple of big shots, big hook shot. Nice little left-handed jam at the end of the game.
Got 4 of the last 6 points, in fact, in that contest.
Bet he'll remember that.
Even the Cowboys getting a hand tonight.
I'll tell you what.
Nice start for Sheldon Williams. One more rebound. He's got a double-double in the first half. This kid can play.
He's getting better.
And he's going to be a star.
Yeah, he's seen blossoming.
Galloway. Good ball handler out of Baltimore, Maryland. Richardson pretty quick for a shot. Dante Jones all over him. Duke coming on the run. Ewing just couldn't keep control of it.
He did a smart thing. He immediately came out and released the pressure and allows Duke to get into their offensive set.
Offensive foul against the Blue Devils. And one thing about Ewing that's a little surprising, he is really not a great ball handler. He actually has far more turnovers than assists. And you don't expect that from a guard. He appears to be as good a ball handler as he is.
Yeah, really shoot it though. Boy, I'll tell you, he can really get hot and create a lot of matchup problems. He's not afraid to take a good shot.
Williams with good defense on Walaskowski. 3:52 to go in the half. Duke leads it by 18.
Determination. Halftime report, more fallout from St. Bonaventure, and the Gators might not be at full strength against Kentucky Saturday.
Yeah, Matt Bonner not feeling well in his foot.
All right, we'll have more on that. And Coach, you going to tell us about the best freshman in the ACC?
Well, I'm not sure about that, but if you're a parent at home, get your VCR ready. You want to see someone shoot, your son or daughter will love it.
Guess who, guys?
All right, thanks, guys. It's 30-12 here with 3:52 to go in the first half. Some huge games this weekend. Wake Forest can wrap up its first ACC title in many, many years. If they can win at North Carolina State, that's a huge game for NC State as well. Duke and North Carolina, big game no matter what. Duke trying to keep pace. Carolina trying to stay out of a share of 8th place and having to play in that play-in game in the first round of the ACC tournament.
Yeah, it's first time ever as well. Wake Forest is actually, you know, they've got a share of the title if they can win it outright, if they can beat North Carolina State, who has a lot on the line, because if they win and can beat Wake Forest, which is a highly ranked team, that just further solidifies North Carolina State's opportunity to get into the big game. So, at Duke, North Carolina, it hasn't been what it's been in the past few years, but it's a great opportunity for North Carolina to end their season on a positive note if they can play well here.
Galloway, nice wraparound pass, but he commits the offensive foul in the process. And I think when you look at Wake Forest, you're going to have to say that Skip Prosser and Josh Howard are going to soak up most of the individual awards this year. They have been terrific.
Get those mantles ready, because they're going to be full with all kinds of accolades. Both of those guys deserve it. I mean, Skip Prosser done an outstanding job, and Josh Howard, man, what a credit to Wake Forest University.
That team was picked 6th or 7th preseason. Wow. Dante Jones, three-pointer.
Good patience on that play. They let it develop. Dante just stayed square, got in a good position to receive the ball, was ready to shoot. No force at all.
Ewing nearly got the steal from Pickett.
Pickett getting a little frustrated, I think, with Ewing on him.
Joyner, he's been quiet, hits the turnaround jumper.
Nice play right there. Boys, Michael Joyner has been very quiet out of Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Averages nearly 9 points a game. That was his first basket. For Florida State, you have to ask, where are the other points coming from except for Pickett? And Pickett has been totally silent in this game, courtesy of Duke's defense. Galloway blocked from behind by Williams.
What great effort by Williams. That was a heck of a catch by Galloway, almost like a wide receiver there, going across the middle.
3 blocks for Williams, 9 rebounds. He's already in double digits in points.
Great hustle.
Not sure what this delay is. They gave an intentional foul signal, but we had no indication against whom.
2 shots at the line. J.J. Redick.
Redick was obviously the offended party.
Quite wrong one to intentionally foul.
Joyner has been called for an intentional foul. We'll try to get an explanation on it. Redick, who was the best free throw shooter in the conference, one of the top 10 in the country. At one point, he led the country. Redick's only hitting 91.1%. Most of them don't even bother with the rim on the way down.
Yeah, he really needs to work on his form a little bit.
Doesn't he?
21.
It's automatic.
Unsightly. 35-14. And Duke is also going to get the basketball. If I'm correct, that's 2 on Joyner, because the technical also counts as a personal.
A little bit of the Kentucky-Vanderbilt game.
That was amazing, wasn't it?
Man,
Redick from a mile and a half outside, can't hit it, Pickett with a rebound. Boy, that's a long shot.
That is. What Florida State has to do better is in transition when they have the opportunity to run. Pickett's not really looking up to 4. He's so concerned with the defender, which is a good thing. Ewing's all over him, but you got to see the floor. You got to see where everybody's at, communicate, move that ball.
Ewing is doing a heck of a job on Pickett. And if you're a scorer and you know you've got to score a lot, that just frustrates the living daylights out of you when somebody's just dogging you that way. At 9:30, college basketball doubleheader continues on ESPN2. Memphis against Houston. For more, log on to ESPN.com for more information. Pickett at the free throw line, knocks it down. Pickett, a tremendous free throw shooter as well. He has moved up to 2nd in the ACC at 88%. Misses the second. A lot of the cheers going up. There are fans in the stands with less than the full required dress code.
Unbelievable. I've seen it all.
And the fouls mounting on Florida State. If that's Galloway, that's his 2nd. And there isn't a whole lot Leonard Hamilton can do at this point.
Number 21,
Duhon goes to the line. 12 out of 14 after they really hurt themselves against St. John's.
Yeah, St. John's came to play. Marcus Hatton had a huge basketball game. Made that
terrific.
Oh, made that big shot. The one you dream of, going to the free throw line with no time to win a ball game.
But still, Duke had that thing in hand, and if you remember at the end of the game, if Redick hits that jump shot on the fast break, the thing's over.
That's right.
36-15. Walaskowski nearly lost it. Pickett against Ewing. Ewing's done a sensational job. Knocks this one away, and Ewing is going to be charged with a foul, diving into Pickett. And I think that's a good call. Ewing just threw his body into Pickett, although Pickett got away with a push-off.
Yeah, I think it's a good call, but I love the hustle by Ewing. I mean, who's going to get to the ball first? That's the thing. And he's giving up his body. That's great hustle.
Like a body block when you're leading a sweep.
Yeah.
3rd foul on Ewing. The good thing for Mike Krzyzewski, his depth at guard has improved dramatically this year. And as the season has gone along, you can afford to have somebody get free throw or foul trouble.
That's right.
Number 15, Sean Dockery, replaces number 5.
Ewing will get a breather, and Dockery will come back in. Pickett has only hit One shot from the floor. Three out of four from the line now, and it's 36-17. Mike Krzyzewski calls out the play he wants under 2 minutes to go in the half. And Duke with a comfortable lead at home.
Coach K call a lot of the plays when Sean Dockery's handling the basketball. There's a little bit of direction there. When Durham has it, he usually calls most of his own picks.
Duke well on its way to its 28th consecutive home win. And there's the bucket by Durham.
He's tough at that off guard. So active. It's fun to get to see him play some of that off guard.
Galloway just inside the three-point line. Can't hit it. Williams with another rebound. A double-double in the first half.
That's not too shabby. Love to see Duhon get to play that off guard. He's usually having to handle the ball so much. Love to see him get those offensive opportunities. He deserves sacrifices a lot for this ball club.
Our Avis halftime report is coming up with Reese Davis, Andy Katz, and Fran Fraschilla. Are the Bonnies banned from the A-10? That is an unbelievable story. Matt Bonner, the injury problems for him, and Fran will talk about the ACC freshman. You know, one thing that's been lost with the thing about St. Bonaventure and with the Herricks down at Georgia is out at Fresno State, where they found more evidence that Jerry Tarkanian was involved in academic fraud again. What a shock.
Oh, yeah, it's really, that's incredible. That's incredible. I mean, and the thing you feel bad for is the kids. I mean, they just, I don't know, they're the ones that suffer under these certain situations. And in the end, they're the ones that take the brunt of everything. So now, in Georgia or Fresno or even the Bonnies, the kids who are the upperclassmen are going to be the ones who are punished because of the indiscretion. That's just
well, the ones that are guilty, I don't feel a lot of sympathy for. They're complicit in the thing. If the coach is going to cheat, he's got to have a player who's willing to cheat with him.
Yeah. But I think you're putting a lot of pressure on 18, 19-year-olds to make great decisions.
I agree with that.
I think that's unfair.
Back to Shambling Randall. Hello. Biggest lead, 40-17.
Florida State, you go in and you just act like this first half just didn't happen. Start fresh. 0-0 when you come out.
Pickett got it. Nice shot by Pickett. He has 9.
Duke's going to let the air out of this basketball. Go in with a 20-point lead at half.
Everyone was afraid that this might get ugly here. And it's already reached the end of Nicole Smith's stage at 40-20. Randolph. Williams, it would have been good, but he can't get it down. Duke doubles up Florida State, and Sheldon Williams with a brilliant first half. 11 points, 11 boards, and 3 blocks. Number 9, Duke, doubling up Florida State. They lead it 40-20 from Durham. Let's go to Reese Davis.
All right, Mike, thank you very much. Glad at the half. You know, last night, North Carolina.
Brad Doherty, one of the reasons the defense, Duke is thrown to Tim Pickett.
He's had multiple looks from different defenders. See Chris Duhon on him, not letting him run anywhere, staying right with him. Doesn't give him any opportunities. As you come back, Daniel Ewing picks him up. They're very aware of where Mr. Pickett's at all times on the court, thus leading to 2 for 6 shooting and 2 for 3 from three-point line. So he's having a tough time getting good looks at it. Good defense by Duke.
And he is the 6th leading scorer in the ACC, 17.1 points a game. Came out of junior college, originally committed to South Carolina, but the Southeastern Conference had a rule on the number of semesters you had to be at a junior college in a row. And he was declared academically ineligible to play there. Ends up at Florida State. Runner won't go for Richardson.
Very aggressive play by Florida State right off the bat, trying to get to that basket. Once again, just can't get it down.
Reddick, nice fake little finger roll and draws a foul. Take a look at the halftime stats. Duke only shot 43%. It seemed like more than that. Hit 13 out of 16 from the floor because Sheldon Williams had 11 rebounds. He had a 22-10 advantage, and that really helped when they also had all those points off of turnovers.
Yeah, it seems like more than 43% because your opponent shot 29.
You're right. Reddick hits a free throw, and Harvey has picked up his 4th personal foul, and that will get Mike Matthews into the ballgame at the first opportunity. Sweet stroke from Reddick. He has 7. Tonight he is 4 for 4, so he has hit 76 out of 83 from the line.
Wow, man, what concentration. Is there any air conditioning up here at all?
No.
Good gracious.
It's already about 110 up here.
Woo.
They put air conditioning in the building, but I think it comes out on the ground floor.
Yeah, they were bragging about it. I don't know where it's at. Man, it's hot up here. Almost as hot as the Blue Devils play thus far.
I'd chip in 40 bucks for a fan.
Oh, nice finish, getting up on top of that rim.
And Mike Matthews gets in the game and immediately picks up 2 points.
Good job by Mike Matthews coming in. That's what they need, is that finish around the basket with authority. Take all the question out of whether it's coming in and out of that goal.
Dante Jones, nice baseline drive, and the reverse. Jones has 9. Ahead to Matthews, and he gets 4 quick points.
Matthews comes in immediately and gives him great energy. Dante Jones, nice move, baseline. No one came over to help. Mike Matthews sprints out of there. Leaves the break.
Duhan guarded by Johnson. Now Reddick lost it on the way in. Williams had it, and he lost it. Here comes Johnson. Pulls up for 3. Nate Johnson short on the jumper, and the rebound goes to Casey Sanders, who helped him celebrate senior night here tonight.
Casey Sanders has been around for 4 good, strong years. He's had some good moments, some big moments last year. Came in, filled in for Carlos Boozer when he was hurt.
Sanders, Jones, and Andre Buckner, the 3 seniors saluted tonight by the Blue Devils program. And we have a timeout at the 18-11 mark. We'll take a look at some of the freshmen, the great ones in Duke history, when we come back.
ESPN Full Court on pay-per-view. To order, call your cable company, DirecTV, or Dish Network.
Papa John's presents a mouth-watering deal that'll put a smile on your face. Say cheese. Sticks. Free cheese sticks. When you buy a made-to-order large one-topping Papa John's pizza for just $9.99. We see you smiling.
Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
Now there's a better way to soothe your skin after shaving. Nivea for Men Aftershave Balm has advanced moisturizers and vitamins to soothe and improve your skin. Nivea for Men. More evolved skincare.
44-24, very young team this year. Mike Krzyzewski has had experience with great freshmen. Mike Jaminski, the prototypical college center. Gene Banks, one of the great scorers of all time, tremendously athletic player, and the first in the succession of All-Americans for Mike Krzyzewski. Johnny Dawkins, back when guys actually wore shorts to play basketball. And J.J. Reddick is 4th on that list of scoring leaders. At one point this year, he had moved up to 2nd behind only Johnny Dawkins. But his little scoring slump has dropped back to 4th. Dante Jones for 3. Williams, nice hustle to get the long rebound.
Roman Williams just out-scrapped Mike Matthews for that basketball.
Casey Sanders just had a wicked screen on Pickett.
Well, Pickett twisted his ankle as he ran into Sanders and got him level.
About knocked him into next week. Duhan tried to get inside and then dish it off to Williams with good interior defense by Florida State.
Florida State did their homework. Even though 2 defenders stepped out on Duhan, he went around both. Just made the ill-advised pass.
Nate Johnson saw the lane, then it closed up. Joyner will try a 3 and hit it.
Johnson did a good job penetrating, taking the defense with him. That left Joyner wide open. And they've had some wide open looks. They just didn't hit him in the first half.
Joyner has 5. He doesn't shoot the 3 that very often. He's a 40% shooter from out there. Good block inside as Casey Sanders tried to put it up. And it was blocked by Matthews, who's had an impact since he came into the ballgame.
Good feed by Reddick. Tries to lead Casey to the basket. Casey wasn't quite ready to go. Tried to gather himself up, got it blocked. Good hustle in there.
Duhan to inbound. Dante Jones, basket and the foul.
He's so athletic, Mike. You hate to harp on that because it's more than just being a great athlete, but there's a lot of skill involved. But that is just, look at the hang time. Turns the corner, good strong body, gets the bump, still makes the shot. Great lateral quickness. Gets the bump, still makes it. Man, that's great poise with your body.
I don't know how we ever got to the point where when you call somebody athletic, somebody becomes offended.
I know it.
It is, you know, obviously you have to be more than an athlete to be the kind of a player that Dante Jones is, but it doesn't hurt to be very athletic.
No, you have to have work ethic to go with that athleticism, and he obviously has that. You're right.
Matthews missed, got it back on the long rebound. It is certainly not, in my mind, an insult in any way to call somebody a great athlete.
That's a great point.
Richardson bumped by Dante Jones on the way, and that will be his third personal foul.
You're right. Like you say, that work ethic goes along with that athleticism.
Sure does.
Bright young man, Dante Jones.
You know, earlier we were talking about a couple of weeks ago being stranded in that huge snowstorm. Had a chance to read a couple of books while I was stranded in Charlottesville for 5 days. Barry Jacobs' great book on the Golden Glory, the first 50 years of the ACC. And Johnny Holliday, the Maryland play-by-play man, has a book out called From Rock to Jock. And they are both recommended reading. Barry Jacobs' Golden Glory. If you've been an ACC fan for a short or a long time, it is a great capsule of the feelings of the first 50 years of the ACC.
Oh, wow. Let's pick that one up.
Galloway tries to dish it off. Richardson gets it out. Better ball movement here in the second half by Florida State. Matthews can't get it to fall.
Excellent ball movement.
Ewing slashes down.
Oh, man. You could see it developing, but you just didn't know how he was going to get the shot off. Boy, that is incredible. Beautiful play. He'll be on Sports Center tonight. Look at this. Splits the defenders and one.
No peek. Woo. That was pretty.
Beautiful.
Ewing out of Missouri City, Texas, the state player of the year when he was a senior in high school. Boy, that is a potent backcourt with 4 guys who can play and play in any situation.
Look at that. Wow. Ewing and T.J. Ford in the same backcourt. How about that?
Yeah, you think they were pretty good? Galloway can't get inside, had to pick up his dribble. Here's Richardson, who's pretty good on the perimeter. Galloway slashes in, tried the scoop shot. Richardson, another rebound.
Out of time, now settle down. We've had 2 very quick shots that didn't go.
Joyner. Richardson tried to keep that alive, and Pickett got it.
Great hustle by Florida State. Tried to out-tough Duke that time on that possession. Did a good job. Casey Sanders got pushed deep under the board.
Says something about a team down 25 on the road, last place in the conference, and they're in there fighting like that.
That's quick. You gotta have it.
Duhan, a long 3, can't hit it, but tipped out to Duke, and Ewing tries another miracle shot underneath on the double clutch. Galloway lost it. Good defense by Duke, and that was Dockery who got a piece of it. Duhan back the other way, 4-0-2.
Great presence of mind by Duhan, setting up Casey Sanders, rewarding him for running so hard.
5 assists for Duhan, number 2 in the ACC in assists behind Maryland Steve Blake. We've got a timeout with 14:42 to go in the ball game. Duke has extended its lead back to 25 points. This team, Brad, has gotten better after a slump in February where they really regressed. They didn't look good at all. They didn't shoot the ball well. They weren't playing good defense. But this is the kind of plays they have been getting the last 2 weeks of February and into March.
I think that's a great point. I think if you look at this basketball team when they were struggling, they were not shooting the ball well at all. And they weren't able to feed off of getting those steals and coming down, making transition baskets and jumpers. When they shoot the ball well and they get distribution from Duhan, Dante Jones, Randolph comes in, gives them quality minutes, Ewing gives them, everybody gives them quality, then the defense kind of fields, and they do a great job. So they're getting better.
Saturday, our regular season of the NCAA will come to an end on ESPN. We have 2 great games for you. The Charlotte 49ers against the Louisville Cardinals. Louisville 2-4 in their last 6 games after a lot of people thought they might be the best team in the country. Then at 9 Eastern, the Red Storm of St. John's against the Miami Hurricanes. St. John's coming off that big win over the weekend when they came from behind, left for dead, and came from behind to beat Duke on a free throw with no time on the clock.
Louisville, looking back, Marvin Stone missed the game there. They were checking into some things that happened in his background, and found him. He was exonerated of those things, so he's able to get back into playing a little basketball for the Cardinals. They need him down low. Fortunately, he had to miss a game while they checked into those things, but the way it worked, due process.
Matthews, who has made a difference since he came in, hits a jumper over Horvath. He has 6 points here in very limited minutes.
You know, he made a nice shot there. He caught the ball, and he's looking around, waiting on someone to come to him. Man, go ahead and take that just like he did. Back it in there, make a nice spin move, get your shot.
Horvath and Randolph into the game for Mike Krzyzewski, who used his bench liberally tonight. Ewing got it. 3-pointer. Ewing now has 8, and it's 57-31. Matthews again, and you have to ask, where was Matthews in the first half?
I think he needed more run early, because he has been on fire since he's come in the ball game, and he's getting a little more aggressive offensively. That's good.
Duhan, nice defense to cut him off the baseline, and Ewing halfway down comes out. Duke had it and lost it. Now Galloway will lose it out of bounds. When it goes wrong, and it has tonight for Florida State. Play ball.
And over Duke on Sunday. Marcus Hatton in a lot of traffic putting it up. Didn't get it, so he gets it back. And, oh, good look inside to Grady Reynolds and the Johnnies on top of Rutgers by 6. Still pretty early in the second half.
Okay, Reese, 37-31 there, 57-33 here. Memphis against Houston. That's coming up when we're done here in Durham. That's a 9:30 start on ESPN2. We hope you stay tuned for that. Duke has been in command from the start. Randolph, good hustle. Walaskowski comes out and he walked. Double dribble.
I'll pass on to Reese Davis and Andy Katz. I will not be joining them this weekend for College Hoops Night. So
why not?
Well, I hope the show continues. I told them last week I wouldn't be able to join them, and I'm not going to be able to. I'm going over to lovely Richmond to scout out a little Colonial Conference basketball.
Oh, I thought maybe there was 36 holes in your future this week.
That is as well.
All right.
Priorities, Mike.
You got that right. I'm going to take some lessons from you. Ewing kicks it back to Shavlik Randolph. Great step through, doesn't get the basket, but draws the foul.
Boy, just you could see that mind at work as he made that move, just the reactions to go away from the pressure each time, and almost made a heck of a up and under move there.
Foul on Richardson is third.
There's a lot of ability to dribble the ball, nice step under, quick little spin on it, almost gets it in.
So much was made of Shavlik Randolph's choice of schools when he went to Duke, because he is the grandson of a legend that played at North Carolina State, Ronnie Shavlik, and the namesake. And they wanted him badly. Of course, didn't everybody? The kid's a McDonald's All-American.
He's a young kid, and what people have to realize is that, you know, you come along in the early 70s with David Thompson, Tommy Burleson. You wanted to go to North Carolina State if you're a kid.
Sure.
Because they were the thing. You come along after that, North Carolina was the program that you wanted to emulate. And then along comes Duke, and so now the younger kids are seeing how good Duke is right now. So that's what they want to do. They want to go to Duke. They want to play here. So
Richardson held on the way in.
10 years from now, it'll be someone else.
Randolph picks up his first personal. We're at Cameron Indoor Stadium, where Duke is going for its 28th consecutive win at home, and they are well on the way there, 59-33 over Florida State, and also trying to avenge one of their 5 losses. The Seminoles for the second year in a row. Beat them in Tallahassee. Nice pass by Galloway, and Wallace-Kowski scores.
Lucky play. It's broken down from the inbound pass. Second pass went across the lane, just rolled across through there. No one was there to get it. Luckily, Florida State player picked it up, got it down to Wallace-Kowski.
Williams couldn't handle the ball, and it's last touch by Florida State. Let me ask you a question. The ACC tournament coming up in just over a week. Based on, you've seen everybody, based on what you've seen, who do you like going into the tournament?
I just think it's really hard to beat Mike Krzyzewski when he has ample time to prepare. I just think that it's going to be really hard for anyone to unseat this team. They will make mistakes, though. Duke's a young team. But between this team, between Maryland and Wake Forest, I think it's up for grabs between those three, not to slight anyone else. But I like Duke's chances. I think that Mike prepares his teams as well as anyone. Gary Williams, we haven't seen a lot of him this year, but they're playing good basketball, and obviously Wake Forest has come from out of nowhere. We'll see how good they are, if the regular season really holds up going into the postseason for them. See where their mind's at. If they're going to let down and have a sigh of relief because the regular season's over and they played well.
And all three of those coaches lost so much off of last year's team and did such a tremendous job refilling the talent pool at their school. Galloway, Wallace-Kowski nearly walked and then missed a shot and got hit in the face for his troubles.
And I think Skip Prosser gets the plus, the award for that. He's done an unbelievable job. Man.
Well, you knew Maryland and Duke.
They're going to reload.
Exactly.
Wake Forest, they're going to be decent. And they come out and win the conference, it looks like.
The young kids that Skip Prosser got have played very, very well, and Josh Howard has been brilliant. Nice pass from Galloway. Wallace-Kowski had the easy layup and couldn't handle the ball. There's a steal. Dante Jones, 4-on-1 for Duke. Behind the back, and he threw it away. And Mike Krzyzewski leaps off the bench, and he wants Dante Jones out of there, I think, for that one.
That wasn't a very good play by Dante. Just go ahead and make the play, finish the shot, layup opportunity for somebody.
And Wallace-Kowski gets the offensive rebound and misses. Mike Krzyzewski, not a real big fan of hot dogging. He wants to see you execute a play the way you're supposed to execute a play. And Dante Jones has upset him before with some of his theatrics.
Yeah, you want to go ahead and make the play. I mean, don't lose the opportunity trying to put a little extra mustard on it when you've got a 3-on-2 break and you practice that every day in practice. Just finish the play, and it'll be spectacular enough when you get that 2 points.
Matthews will go to the free throw line. He scored his 8 points, a season high, in 6.5 minutes in the second half. And here's the number on the seniors. Buckner has yet to check into the ballgame. I'm sure we will see him later. If the name sounds familiar, it's because his older brother Greg was such a star at Clemson. And Matthews knocks down the free throw. He's playing his last game here at Duke. Dante Jones comes out of the ball game, and Mike Krzyzewski waiting there for him when he does, and is not pleased. And there's Andre Buckner, number 2. Comes in for the first time, the seldom used senior out of Hopkinsville, Kentucky. Not nearly the athlete or the player that his older brother Greg was, but he has become an emotional leader for this ball club, and everybody in this program just loves the kid. 59-37 with 10:59 to go in the game. Back after this.
Now there's a better.
Florida State. Let's check around the ACC. Wake Forest, of course, to have at least a tie for the ACC title. Can win it outright this weekend. Josh Howard, the probable player of the year in the conference. North Carolina State still on the bubble even after that big win the other night. Duke with that 27-game home win streak. And our congratulations to Gary Williams, who wins his 500th career game.
Wow.
Wins it at his alma mater. And if you were not around Maryland basketball, nobody can really realize what he went through when he took over that program at its depths and then had to endure the NCAA sanctions that were none of his doing. He has done a brilliant job.
Well, he's a fighter. It took someone like Gary to step in there and straighten everything out and lead that program to a national championship last year.
Yeah, you couldn't go in there and be meek about it.
No, what a wonderful coach.
Dockery throws it away. Pickett coming back for the Seminoles. Tough pass for Richardson to handle, and he traveled. That was really Pickett's fault. You can't give the big guy the ball in that kind of situation.
That's right, especially he doesn't have his feet under him. He's not comfortable catching the ball in that situation. You got to know that as a guard. Don't put your players in that position to make mistakes.
You just saw that last shot of Leonard Hamilton. He's got to be thinking, I really don't care for being here. This isn't a lot of fun.
Yeah, this isn't what he's ready to be doing. He probably ought to be practicing right now.
Yeah.
But hey, it's part of it. At the end of the season, you've had a tough season. You've gotten better, but it's still been a long one. You learn.
The crowd wants Buckner to score. Gives it up to Williams. Good defense again. Richardson may have gotten a piece of that. Nice fake. Oh! Matthews just flattened Dockery. And now Buckner at the other end returns the favor. And Mike Krzyzewski up. He just can't believe it.
Ooh. Oh, wow.
What league is that not a foul in? I mean, the NFL maybe. That's about it. Holy cow. Galloway, the freshman point guard who comes off the bench, and has been instant offense for them. Misses the free throw.
Got a little body there. Woo. Blasted him pretty good.
It's a tough no call.
That is a tough no call, but he got right back up.
.52 and counting. The lead is 22. Duke has been in control ever since this game started. Reddick can't get a shot. Sanders will take one from the baseline. And here comes Galloway. Trying to get by Buckner. Nice dish. Matthews fouled by Dockery.
Good to see Florida State attacking the basket. Good push by Galloway. Matthews steps through there, catches a wide open pass. Going to the basket, gets fouled. It's a good play going to the goal.
We had our conference call today. We're talking to Jim Livengood, who's the committee chairman. You know, a lot of people were asking about seedings for the tournament, and that brings up the thought that Duke has been the #1 seed for so many years, now ranked 9th in one poll, 10th in the other. They're going to need a few folks to lose in the next week in order to have a shot at a #1 seed.
I agree with that, and the thing about it, though, is it changes every week. That could happen. Well, outside of Kentucky and Arizona, I mean, there's no lock. I was kind of pulling for Louisville just to see what would happen if they could win out through the conference and see, you know, with Cincinnati having such a tough time getting that #1 seed for a couple of years. I want to see what they would do, but that's not going to happen. So maybe Florida, maybe Kansas.
Well, you know, Vanderbilt would vote for Kentucky. Since 1979, North Carolina has been seeded #1 9 times. Duke and Kentucky 7, Kansas 6. Boy, it seems a long time ago for a Tar Heel team being seeded #1, doesn't it?
It really does. It seems like a long time, but.
And let me address that while we're there. There have been some rumors circulating. You've been getting cell phone calls that your future might be on the coaching staff at North Carolina or sometime in the future as a head coach at North Carolina.
Well,
so you want to clear this up while we're here?
I'll clear it up as best I can. I hope Coach Daugherty continues to do a good job over there, and hopefully he'll get another chance to, you know, to coach the next year and lead the troops. And I'm a Tar Heel through and through, and I just want what's best for our program, and we'll just see what happens in the future.
Boy, there's got to be politics in your future. I'll tell you what.
Oh, that's
it's off to the UN for another gab fest.
I think I'm looking at Matt Daugherty being the coach there next year, and we'll see what happens.
Most wins. Duke just hit the 1,700 plateau. Kentucky #1 all-time. North Carolina, Kansas, and then the Blue Devils. Pickett for 3.
A lot of basketball games, Mark. Wow, 1,700.
Not only longevity, but brilliance. Crowd wanted a charge. Instead, they get a block. Williams picks up the personal.
See what happens here. Williams square. Oh! Well, you got to give him a break at some point. That's a great play by Sheldon Williams. Oh man, he was in perfect position. That's an offensive foul.
You know, I'm tempted to go back and ask you that question again since I didn't get an answer to it the first time, but I'll let it go.
At this point in time, I am sticking by my guns. Matt Doherty's he's got a good recruiting class coming in, and we'll see what happens. Tar Heels have struggled this year. Sean May being out has been devastating. You know, they play hard. They give you 30 good minutes, and then it's just like they run out of a little bit of gas just because of substitutions and that type of thing. But,
and for people who don't know, Sean May is not going to return. The program made the decision that it would be a danger to the healing of that foot to bring him back. And I know the temptation would be, you know, the guy who played so well for you early part of the year and got those big wins, he was a huge part of that. He could come back for the ACC tournament perhaps, and you could get on a roll, but then you're taking a chance with his future health, and I think they made an exceptional decision just to say take the rest of the year, heal, and we'll see you next year.
I agree with that, especially, you know, you break a metatarsal in your foot, and he's a big kid, you know, being a big guy, you're putting a lot of strain on that body part to come in and go right back to this level of participation, something he hasn't done in several months. He could potentially break another metatarsal in his foot, so good call.
And you mentioned next year's recruiting class. They certainly had a great one this year with Felton, May, and McCants to go with the guys that Matt Doherty brought in 2 years ago, so things should be pretty good.
They could just add some size. Oh, what a play by Florida State.
Richardson always run the court well.
Very long, very rangy. Good play by Florida State. They're not quitting.
Reddick. Some nights it just doesn't go even with that perfect form.
Right.
And pretty tough night right now for Duke to keep up its intensity level, up by 20. They've had this game in control since about the 17-minute mark of the first half.
And that's what Coach Krzyzewski's trying to get from this team is.
And Buckner got a little fancy, waited too long to pass to Reddick, who was going to the basket for the layup.
Wants focus.
Timeout on the court, 7:09 left in Durham.
Of NCAA basketball, brought to you by Fridays. 2 eat for $19.99. Share an appetizer and enjoy 2 delicious entrees.
It is senior night at Coach K Court at Cameron Indoor Stadium. A 59-39 Duke lead over Florida State with 7:09 to go in the ball game. 3 seniors tonight for Duke. Andre Buckner, the 5'10 senior guard from Hopkinsville, Kentucky. And it's always a very emotional night for Mike Krzyzewski. There's Casey Sanders, who has finally come into his own as a senior in the middle. And the biggest scorer and the highlight of the seniors, Dante Jones, only the 2nd transfer in the history of this program, came over from Rutgers for the final 2 years of his career. There has always been a camaraderie on this team under Mike Krzyzewski, and he has always concentrated so hard and talked so much about chemistry and caring for each other, and I just think that's a huge part of college athletics.
Oh, absolutely. When you have that similar fabric, and all of a sudden chemistry becomes easier to obtain as a basketball team, and basketball is all about being on the same page.
59-41. He was not real happy with his charges during that last timeout. They've gotten a little sloppy and lost some intensity. And he's not going to quit coaching until this is over.
That's right. This is the time you want your team to focus, because this is when you really find out who you are as a basketball team. You're winning by 20 points. Every play you make seems to be going perfectly. You can become lackadaisical and pick up bad habits. You got this big of a lead.
And he's got Duhan and Dante Jones back into the ball game. The season far from over for Duke. Randolph with the steal, and he is fouled as he came up with the basketball. You still have to play North Carolina, and I don't care what kind of shape North Carolina is in or what kind of season they have had. That game's coming up this weekend, and they can win that ball game.
It's a tough game.
This Saturday, the NCAA regular season comes to an end here on ESPN. We'll have the Charlotte 49ers against the Louisville Cardinals of Rick Pitino, and then the St. John Red Storm against the Miami Hurricanes all Saturday on ESPN, as we invite you to be with us to close out the regular season. And then we start tournament week. What fun that is.
There we go. Get to start going back to that caffeinated Coke when we start doing that stuff. I'll get off the diet Coke.
I'm going to be grateful when the last 5:54 of this ticks off, because it was over 60 degrees here in Durham today, so that means it's about 125 up here in the cage at Durham. And they swore they put air conditioning in here, but I don't know. Here we are, rafters. I left at halftime just to get the body heat down under 100 again.
Tell you, man, they charge $3.50 for these coats. They ought to be able to afford air conditioning up here. My goodness.
And this is a warm building anyway.
Number 21, Benson Calvert, back on the line for the Seminoles.
Michael Joyner has fouled out of the ballgame for Florida State. He gets his 5th with 5:51 to go. First free throw, no good for Sheldon Williams. I really think this kid's play was the difference in turning things around for Duke after the first 10 days of February.
Yeah, well, you get consistency when you have that inside presence. When the shooting of the basketball is not that great, just like it was tonight in the first half. You get that inside consistency, somebody around the basket who may not make every shot, but at least gets the opportunity to get fouled and stop the clock from the free throw line. It changes the whole complexion of the game.
And tonight, Williams with a career-high 16 rebounds. He had a double-double in the first half. Matthews, boy, has he been big in the second half for Florida State. Matthews off the bench with 14 of their 43 points, and he played less than a third of the game.
He's earned some serious minutes down the coming down the stretch here, playing so well.
Ewing cut off at the baseline, creates a little space for himself and hit the shot. Nice move.
Really has the scorer's mentality. He's always looking for that opportunity, that gap to shoot that basketball, and is an excellent shooter of the ball.
64-43. This loss will ensure that Florida State will be all by its lonesome in the cellar of the ACC. Good block by Williams, a jump ball, and the possession arrow will come into effect. The Seminoles will be 4-12 in the ACC, 13-14 overall. And for all these teams at the bottom of the ACC, in what should be a wide-open tournament, this tournament is going to mean everything, because a lot of these kids aren't going anywhere unless they win at least 2 games in the ACC, and preferably for them the championship.
That's a very good point, Mike. You're right.
FSU's next game will be in the play-in game on Thursday night. Their opponent yet to be determined. There are several candidates. As before last night, there were 4 teams tied at 5-9 in the conference. Georgia Tech distanced itself a little bit last night.
Well, they played well up in Virginia last
Didn't they?
night. I was really not surprised, because they played hard on the road. They just couldn't get any breaks to win a basketball game. But what they did last night, took it to them.
Richardson not about to give up. Oh, that's pretty.
Oh. Got to see Chris Bosh. He got a little foul trouble last night. His teammates stepped up, played huge. Marvin Lewis shot the lights out. Virginia just really has come unraveled late in the season here.
Really got 7 losses in a row for the Cavaliers.
There's some personnel issues.
Well, a month ago, they looked like they were locked for the tournament. That's really feel badly for Pete Gillen to watch things happen like that to that ball club. Timeout with 4:12 to go. If the tournament started today, and we'll be back in Greensboro for the 50th anniversary edition, this would be the seeding. Virginia would play Virginia would play Florida State in the Thursday night game. The winner would meet top-seeded Wake Forest. The Deacons can clinch first place all by themselves this weekend. Then NC State and Georgia Tech would be the 4-5 seeds. Maryland would finish second because of the tiebreaker against Duke. Duke would be third. So you'd have Maryland, North Carolina, Duke, and Clemson. That's the way the first round would go, and you can see it all on ESPN starting next Thursday at 7 o'clock.
It's going to be fun. Man, that's a fun time of the year.
There's something special about Greensboro, too, especially because that's where it started all. You're going to have the 50th anniversary gala. That's going to be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Hope you can all join us down there. If not, join us on ESPN. Foul on the drive. It'll be called on Benson Collier.
Foul is called on Benson Collier, his second for the Seminoles. and the 8th on the team.
And will be in the 1-1 for Dante Jones. He has a dozen this evening. Averages 17-8, is the 5th leading scorer in the conference.
He's let the game come to him. He forced a couple of shots early. His first 2 shots I thought were forced, but settled down and let the game come to him and made some great defensive plays and got the juices going. Made some big shots. Now he's going to, slowly but surely probably tally up close to his average. Another night's work.
It's funny when you're watching a ball game. You can tell sometimes when a guy starts a drive, he made up his mind 5 seconds ago he's going to shoot no matter what. And I think that's what Dante Jones did early in the ball game, and I think you make a good point about letting the game come to him after that.
You start forcing, and next thing you know, you're out of your rhythm, and nothing ever comes to you. And if it doesn't come to you, then you force shot after shot after shot. And then after a while, you lose confidence, and it's a whole other ball of wax.
Duhan, trying to draw the charge, got that last foul for a 3 mark. And Todd Galloway, who had a nice game against Duke in the upset win at Florida State, had 8 of his 13 points in the last 8 minutes, but has failed to score tonight. He was Steve Robinson's last recruit before he was let go at Florida State.
That's a 17th rebound for Sheldon Williams.
Unbelievable. Duhan, nice drive, had it partially blocked. Pickett got a piece of that one. Galloway tries the no-look pass, and it's kicked by Dante Jones. Be a fresh 35 for Florida State. Got a timeout, only 3:45 to go. Duke continues in control.
Martin, please, come in. Everyone know Martin from my team?
Perhaps catch the Wildcats napping. After all, championships locked up. Most people believe the 1 seed's locked up. Luke Walton has the 3-ball locked up, and the Cats up by a dozen at halftime and rolling on with their excellent play. Don't forget, coming up as soon as we finish in the ACC, we'll go to Conference USA. Chris Massey leading Memphis against the Cougars of Houston.
Only 3:45 to go in this one. Duke has been in control from the opening tip of 66-47 over Florida State. Payback for that win in Tallahassee. The Seminoles have done it 2 years in a row down there. Richardson, he's had a pretty good ball game, especially in the second half. 13 points for the slim forward.
Continuing to play, trying to give himself a hard time. Practice running that offense.
A foul on Pickett. He ran through a screen and in the process ran right through Sheldon Williams. That's pretty tough to do. Saturday, join ABC Sports for a regional college basketball doubleheader. At 1:30 Eastern, you'll see Cincinnati against Marquette or Wake Forest against NC State. Then Texas, Oklahoma, or Clemson, Georgia Tech. For those of you on the coast, your second game, San Diego State, UNLV. And I guess they're going to call that last foul on Sheldon Williams for an illegal screen. But did you see Pickett knock down Sheldon Williams? I mean, Pickett is put together.
Yeah, he's solid, Rascal. Nice job by Matthews. Another bucket. 16 for him.
You just get the feeling if the rest of us human beings ran into Sheldon Williams at that speed, we just slide down like a raindrop.
Pickett come through there pretty hard and took a good look on him. Looked 6'4", 205, 10 pounds. Junior guard out of Daytona Beach, Florida. Went to Mainland High School in Daytona. Tim Pickett did. High school events party.
There's a lot about the Seminoles right now. They have no quitting these guys. Matthews is fouled by Williams. Williams not happy about the call. Gets a couple stares from the official. 2:53 to go.
I got a great piece of trivia for you, Mike. You know who the main rival, Tim Pickett's from Daytona Beach, Florida, goes to Mainland High School. Their main rival, crosstown rival in Daytona Beach, is a school called Seabreeze High School. The Fighting Sand Crabs and the Mainland Buccaneers are just avid rivals. And why do I know this?
It was a good question.
Because my wife went to Seabreeze High School.
Years and years ago when I worked in Jacksonville, I could have told you.
There you go.
That. Williams comes out of the ball game. He was just brilliant tonight.
Oh, what a night. What a night.
12 points, but 17 boards, a career high. And like we have said on several previous telecasts since about the first week in February, he has given them something they did not have before. A physical, determined presence inside, a rebounder, a shot blocker, and a guy who's not going to quit.
2 years leads the ACC in rebound. I'll tell you right now.
I won't argue with you.
Put it in the books.
Matthews, 17 points, all in the second half. Make it 18 for Mike Matthews. That is a career high. He has done it in the second half at Duke.
He's been tough. Tough. Picked up a little confidence. Like I said, he's made a couple of moves there and looked around and shot it and went in. And he's finally figured out he gets the opportunity on the block. He's going to make something happen.
Here's where Duke is so good. They spread the court. Nice feed from Dante Jones to Duhan. And Chris Duhan has 8. Everybody can handle the ball. Everybody can shoot. That makes it so tough.
Oh, yeah. When you've got that many ball handlers on the floor, people that can go to the front of the goal, it's just a dynamic in basketball that you cannot replace with size, speed, or anything.
Got to have a brilliant defense to have a chance against these guys. This is going to be an offensive foul on Benson Collier. So Florida State makes a little run and gets within 66 to 53, and then Duke squeezes it down again. Memphis and Houston coming up when we're done. We invite you to stay tuned for that. Only 2:16 on our clock here at Cameron Indoor. Duke will have won its 28th consecutive game at home and increased its record to 21-5, 11-4 in the ACC, with North Carolina still to come this weekend.
Outstanding season for this Duke basketball team. I know expectations are exceedingly high, but they have played well at various times, been pretty consistent. Had some bumps in the road, but those are all learning curves.
And that 27 will go to 28 in the next minute 49. Expectations, you were talking about the Kentucky situation with Tubby Smith last night. The expectations are so high, you're used to winning 30, 33 ball games a year, as Mike Krzyzewski has. You have a season like this where you're 21-5, and people are saying, hey, what's wrong?
It's incredible whenever I go to a Kentucky basketball game to hear the comments made about Tubby Smith and what's going on. He is a phenomenal basketball coach. He fought Coach of the Year in college basketball.
What did he lose? Back-to-back games early in the season?
Yeah, he won like 18 games in a row,
you know, people wanted him out of there.
That's incredible. And the basketball team he's had, I said it before, Bogans is a very good player. Estel's a good player. Fitch is a good player. He has no superstars on that basketball team, and he just coaches his rear end off every night, and he's got him number 2 in the nation, maybe number 1.
The expectations of Kentucky probably as high or higher than anyone in the country, courtesy of Adolph Rupp and the legacy that he left.
Kentucky, UCLA is the same thing. The standards are just, you know, they're set in stone, and if you don't come close to mirror, even if you do mirror the standards, it's not good enough.
Well, hard to imagine anybody could ever live up to John Wooden. I still think John Wooden did more in college basketball than any other coach has ever done in any other sport. I think it's just remarkable what his record was.
I remember Coach Smith telling us one time that Coach Wooden also finished second several times in his conference. The years he didn't win the national championship, and they didn't take the second team.
All right, Duke has things well in hand, and the Devils still with a shot at getting at least a share of the ACC title. For those of you in Memphis and Houston, we're going to head and get you out to the start of your game. Martin Jones and Larry Connolly are standing by to call all of the action. Fellas?
And it wasn't all roses for John Wooden. It took him a long time to become the big winner at UCLA. They had to be patient. But he was just such a brilliant coach and a brilliant guy, and stuck to his system and what he believed in.
Same thing with Dean Smith.
Sure.
The first couple of years was tough.
And it's going to be that way with any coach. Like Mike Krzyzewski was won all those championships now. It's because he did it his way. Right. He evolved as a coach. His players evolved. Dean Smith, John Wooden, Mike Krzyzewski. I mean, the greats that have ever coached in this game.
Right. Dante Jones comes out. What a great career. See the regular season getting ready to come to an end for this team. He's done a great job.
And Richardson just will not give up. He tips this one in with 1:01 to go. And it's 70-56. And this is far closer to the final score than the game has really been. Duke's been in total control. Some great plays in this game, just great individual efforts.
See Sean Dockery here. Look at that. Nice pass. Oh, man. Duhon off balance. Has the presence to get the ball up. Dante Jones, nice finish. Oh, see Ewing, that little spin. Oh.
That's the one I liked.
And then this is the man, 17 boards. The house down low, Sheldon Williams. Outstanding.
Going to be a team to be reckoned with.
Oh, absolutely.
And I'm not talking about next year.
Sure, I'm talking
Sheldon
about a couple weeks, man.
That's right.
I don't want to draw these guys.
And Wake Forest and Maryland and Duke. If those are the only three teams that get into the NCAA, I think the ACC is going to be well represented.
Well represented. Draw one of those cats, and you're going to look at each other and say, all right, now, what are we going to do?
And I don't know that it's going to make any difference if none of them have #1 seeds.
No. That's a prestige thing, obviously. Maybe you get a little closer to home if it works out. But, hey, man, these kids just want to play ball. They really don't care where it's at.
Shot clock is down to 5. The crowd trying to help, and puts it in. The ovation from Buckner as the Seldom Used senior gets a layup.
Scores on senior night. Congratulations, young man. You've had a great career.
And we've got to jump with 16.9 seconds to go. What a thrill it's got to be for Buckner. And the crowd with its true appreciation for what he was able to do.
Buckner makes a nice drive. A little left-handed finger roll. And, you take kids like Buckner, and you have to understand that this kid works his rear end off in practice, and he makes those guards better. He makes Duhon better. He makes Ewing better because he assimilates the pressure that they're going to face come game time. He's got a real role here.
And what a great class move by Mike Krzyzewski. As the whistle stops, he makes sure to get him out so he gets the standing ovation. That's just super.
Absolutely. That's wonderful.
Pretty job by Dockery dribbling through pressure. Now Duke will hold it. 72-56. The Blue Devils extend their home winning streak and have paid back Florida State for that win in Tallahassee. Mike Krzyzewski, 15-0 at Cameron Indoor, the 14th time Mike Krzyzewski has done it. The final score 72-56. This has been a presentation of ESPN for Brad Daugherty and our entire ESPN crew. This is Mike Patrick. Thanks for watching, everybody. Now we'll take you to Hoffein's Pavilion in Houston for Mark Janes and my buddy Larry Cummings.
All right, guys, welcome. Certainly knows Michael Jordan's game, but